Greetings, all. I am Straw Hat Otaku Drew, and we're in for a treat today. Two treats. First up, even though the chapter's already live, we're going to go ahead and check out the new episode of the anime to start with, because we're finally out of Wano. Wano arc has finally ended, and we get to dive into the Cross Guild. So, how about we go check that out? All right. Here we go. Yeah. Yeah. Poor Jinbei. Damn. Now she just pissed at him because he's hungry? And now Sanji wishes he was a new scoop. I mean, it's it's an increase. I wish I could have that money. Shite. Yeah, Brooke. Frankie pissed because it's a picture of the Sunny. Yeah, his eyes though. His eyes though. Is Luffy in Gear Fifth somewhere nearby? That's enough. I don't want to go up anymore. Yeah. Chopper throwing a tantrum. Robin gives him cotton candy and he shuts up. Poor Sanji. Crocodile. Mihawk. Yeah. Bucky has no pride. Oh yeah, you exist. Yes, doesn't change the fact. Yeah. Yeah, you met him at the Paramount War. Yeah. You got that right. Yes. Good old China. Really? Hmm. Yeah. Mihawk, always the pragmatic one. Wow. Well, all right, let's see what's on the next episode. Wait, what now? Uh-huh. Okay, so next episode is when Blackbeard is going after Hancock, and Kobe shows up to stop him. Gotcha. Well, that was a fun episode. I liked that. And actually gave a much better sense of how the three of them came together as Cross Guild than we got in the manga. So I'm pleased with that. Um, and on top of that, it was just fun. Buggy suffering and his tendency to fail upward. I still say Buggy is the embodiment of that meme with task failed successfully. That is Buggy all over. Uh, what else is there to say about the episode? I enjoyed it. I'm glad we're finally done with Wano. It was fun getting to see the Straw Hats react to their new bounties. Fun getting to see Crocodile and Mihawk putting Buggy in his place, even if it was something Buggy didn't intentionally do. Getting perceived as the leader. As for what will come of Cross Guild, I've got my thoughts on that. But that is related more to one of the arcs that lies ahead. So I'm not going to go into that here since I have a video planned for each of the arcs I believe is left to experience. So, where I think Cross Guild is going and what to expect of them will appear in the relevant arc theory. But for now, and then of course next week with Blackbeard going after Hancock, and the whole thing with Kobe. Those of us who read the manga know where that goes, and it definitely should be interesting to see in the anime. I look forward to that. But now, here's what we're really here for. Chapter number 1100. Thank you, Bonnie. Let's do this. Okay, here's when they're making Kuma Shichibukai. Yeah, and he's being offered the spot that Ace freed up. And this is when he agrees to let them tinker with his body. Oh, wow. And not even beating around the bush. He's straight up telling him, you have to give up your mind and your free will. Wow. Even Vegapunk, like, holy shit, dude, you crossing a line there. Damn. Yeah. And he loves Bonnie so much he agrees. Yes. He's he's happy to do it, literally. He's actually happy that the demands are so simple and straightforward. Oh, so Kuma has 2 years left as himself, and he doesn't even care. What he cares about is, I'm so glad Bonnie will be cured by her 10th birthday. His only request is that she not know that she's a prisoner. Getting to know the many facets of Vegapunk that ultimately become his satellites. Wow. Now that's a pizza. I want a pizza that size. I, I want I want a pizza of that size. Just yeah. Damn. Porcelino, Kuma, Bonnie, Centomaro, and Vegapunk all sitting around this massive ass pizza. And I swear, looking at that thing, that pizza's got to be at least proportioned to all of those people there. That pizza got to be at least 10 feet in diameter. They all doing the Nika dance. It's old bag Connie. I'm guessing it's Connie Obasan. Got a CP8 agent supervising her. Wow. Kobe on Alvida's ship. I had almost forgotten that thing. He's got Bonnie's drawing as his emblem. Well, flashback is not over. And I was not correct about this chapter showing Kuma interacting with the Straw Hats at either Thriller Bark or Shabondi Archipelago. Well, a good chapter. I did really enjoy it. And they did work Luffy in the last couple panels down there. I'm curious what Kuma was doing near Dawn Island. That I do find interesting. I love the way they talked about this warlord that Kuma is replacing, that Ace got rid of so much without ever revealing who the hell it was. Um, a few more dips and peaks in the emotional roller coaster that is Kuma's flashback. So, wherever they're sending Kuma next has to be something relevant, anyways. It's got to, because if it was just some minor bullshit, there's no reason not to go ahead and just say what you want him to do on panel. So I feel like 1101 is going to start with whatever task they want him to go do. I just can't think of what it would be. What could they want from him? That would be so important to get this kind of treatment at that point in the timeline. Because unless I'm mistaken, we're still a year before Luffy's journey began. And I don't remember hearing about anything of note that happened at that point. I don't know. Also interesting that amidst the reactions of all of the other Shichibukai upon learning of Kuma becoming one of them, we have this random panel of Alvida lording over Kobe. I mean, out of all of the people that Luffy is faced up against in the series, I mean, okay, yeah. Seeing Ace and his reaction is relevant because he had turned down that position as a Shichibukai. So his reaction to the guy who got the position in his stead is relevant. And of course, he was on Whitebeard's crew. So seeing Whitebeard with him is also relevant. Teach is very relevant to his story. So seeing Teach there as well, yeah, okay, sure. Jinbei is more interesting to have there because we know that he had some association with Ace, but we're not aware of any association with Whitebeard. At least not that I remember. I don't know. So that was odd. But okay, yeah, whatever. But the whole point I'm making is the panel with Ace was relevant. The panels with the other warlords are relevant. And then there's Alvida and Kobe. Not Kuro, not Buggy, not the rest of the Umi no Kote. The only Yonko we saw was Whitebeard, who was just kind of there in Ace's panel. So we don't see Shank's reaction. We don't see Big Mom's reaction. We don't see Kaido's reaction. Then, out of all of Luffy's other villains, we don't see Kuro. We don't see Arlong. We don't see Wapol. I don't know, man. That just it feels weird to shove that panel of Alvida in there. Why her? Is that hinting that Alvida is going to be relevant at some point? I mean, I guess she is with Cross Guild. We saw her on the anime episode. As of course when I was talking about, oh yeah, you exist. Huh. And I do feel like Cross Guild's gonna have a very significant role to play. Again, saving that for arc theory. So, yeah, I guess Alvita could end up. Okay, yeah. But why Alvita, not Buggy? That feels weird. It feels weird to me. Still, if even with the relevance that Cross Guild is going to have, that I expect them to have, why her? We got Croc and Mihawk. I don't know. I don't know. Anybody got thoughts on that? Make sure to let me know. I'm really curious. That's what the comment section's for. Share your thoughts. Anyways, a good chapter. Not at all what I expected, but still really good one. Emotional. Kuma just doing so much to make sure Bonnie is healthy and happy. Giving literally everything. Well, anyways, I've been actively working on scripts for quite a few of my theories. Hope to get some out soon, particularly the series of arc theories. Other than that, aside from the possibility of having some theory out this week, guess I'll catch y'all for the next chapter. Let's take a quick look. Another chapter in 7 days, according to the Viz website. So, yeah. I guess we'll be back here in a week for chapter 1101. I do still feel like we're going to see Thriller Bark and Shibundi Archipelago from Kuma's perspective. At least I certainly hope we do. And I can't see it being put off much longer. I mean, this is Kuma's flashback, not Bonnie's. So I do not expect to see her setting out to sea, starting the Bonnie Pirates, or whatever they're called, or any of that. Or even really her escape from the world government that Akainu spoke of. I don't know. So, yeah, we've got to keep in mind that this is Kuma's flashback. So, the only answers we should be getting is answers that Kuma himself is privy to. At some point, I think we will get a Bonnie flashback that will show her side of certain things, like when she set sail and all that. But that won't be here. I mean, this Kuma flashback has already given us a little bit that it shouldn't have, because we've seen a handful of things that Kuma just wouldn't have seen and shouldn't remember. I mean, honestly, all of those reactions to him being made a Shichibukai are a perfect example. He didn't see Mihawk's reaction. He didn't see Crocodile's reaction. He didn't see Doflamingo's reaction. He didn't see Alvida's reaction. He didn't see Ace's reaction. He didn't see any of that. We're supposed to be looking at Kuma's memories here. Why are we seeing that? Uh, so, yeah, we've already stepped a little bit outside of what should have been in the flashback. But the things that we have stepped outside of Kuma's perspective for are minor things, not story elements so much as noteworthy events and reactions. I mean, like, we knew the Rocks Pirates were going to be at God Valley. The God Valley part of the flashback, even though Kuma wasn't there watching the the Rocks Pirates. He was off in the island somewhere, not standing on the bow of Rox's ship, watching the Rocks Pirates get ready to disembark and go wreak havoc. But we got that scene of them. But that's not any new information, since we already knew they were going to be there. Okay. The reactions of the various people and all that. Yeah, okay. But we're not stepping outside of Kuma's memories for anything big or any major story elements that aren't his. So I feel like we're going to continue that trend, not suddenly segue into Bonnie's memories to tell her story as she leaves her island and all that. As she leaves Sorbet Kingdom, starts the Bonnie Pirates, escapes from Akainu. All the stuff that we know have to happen to her. We're not going to suddenly shift over and see that. That'll be a separate flashback. And probably not really soon. I think that will be after we actually escape from Egghead. when things have calmed down and they don't have one of the Gorosei right in front of them, that that feels like something for either transition, so in between Egghead and Elbaf, or if something comes up that this information becomes directly relevant. If Saturn or Kizaru or somebody brings up something that directly relates to Bonnie's escape from Akainu, or her starting her pirate crew, or whatever, then yeah, okay, maybe at that point we get the flashback. If Saturn brings it up, if Kizaru brings it up, Vegapunk, anybody really. It is a story I want to see. I like Bonnie. She's a good character. But there's not a good place to tell that story in the midst of everything that's going on in the present right now. That said, as I previously noted, if it becomes relevant, they could work it in. Oda could work it in. Otherwise, it's something for the inter arc transition. Bonnie could tell the story to everyone after they've escaped, when they're safe and on the way to the next island. Uh, what else? I love that the emblem on Kuma's sail was the drawing that Bonnie made for him. Wow. So we know what not to expect from the rest of the flashback, but what should we expect? Like I said, I do feel like it probably will show interactions with the Straw Hats from Kuma's perspective. And I feel like the flashback has to end with Kuma and Vegapunk talking about keeping his memory stored and whatever purpose he wanted it kept for. It wasn't for Bonnie to see because Vegapunk made that abundantly clear, talking about your dad didn't want you to see this. He told me not to let you know about this. You're not supposed to know any of this. So if it wasn't for Bonnie to know what was going on and why he did this, what was it? Was Kuma going to be restored at some point? Did he and Vegapunk come up with some plan to secretly bring him back? Maybe put him into a pacifista body, like I've seen a lot of people suggest. I don't know. We will get that answer. I feel pretty sure that that should be the very end of the flashback. They have that conversation, and then Kuma will just and push the memory out, and that will end the flashback. Because, of course, the memory bubble wouldn't have any memories after the memory bubble is removed from Kuma. So that's how I see the flashback ending. At which point we cut back to the real world, the present, and I agree with the common idea that right after the Kuma flashback, Kuma is going to show up at Egghead. So, what he will do, I don't know. That'll be a last page kind of thing. He flashback ends. Bonnie screams at Saturn a bit, and then last page, here's Kuma. Maybe even a 2-page spread. Probably push Bonnie back. Or at the very least, stand in between her and Saturn. Oh, wow. Huh. I just don't know. In the immediate sense, his first thing he does is going to be protect Bonnie. That first panel when he shows up, though, we really won't get to see him do anything yet because at this point he's not supposed to have any memory. So we're just going to see him appear and leave the reader with that he's here. Now, what is he going to do? Kind of thing hanging. Um, but he's definitely going to protect Bonnie. Um, he'll probably pick up Luffy again in a way that reflects what he did at Thriller Bark and push all of the pain and exhaustion out of him. I would love it if he is able to somehow push that bubble of pain and exhaustion from Luffy into Saturn. That would be awesome. But he'll probably take it on himself. I don't think Kuma will be the one to actually save Bonnie, though, because of the flashback, the beginning of Kuma's flashback, where he promised her that Nika would come save her at some point. So instead, he is going to save Luffy so Luffy can fulfill that promise to her that Nika will save her. That's really that's about it. That's all I can think of. So, yes, I'll go ahead and wrap it up here. Uh, Share your thoughts down in the comments on what you think will happen in the next chapter and or after the flashback. Do you think we will at some point get Bonnie's flashback like I do? Or do you think that it's not really important? And what do you think is up with that just random panel of Alvita? I definitely want to hear what people think of that one. So go ahead and put that down there. Why Alvita? Not Kuro, not Buggy, not Arlong, not Wapple, not anybody else, not any of the major people that Luffy has encountered along the way, outside of Shichibukai. But Alvita, why? I'm still trying to wrap my head around that. Definitely tell me what you guys think. In the meantime, had fun with the new episode and the new chapter. And I hope that you'll join me again for my next video or stream, which will hopefully be soon, but barring crisis, should be no later than next week, assuming the Viz website is right about a new chapter in 7 days. Whether there'll be something before then, I can't guarantee at this point. But I am definitely getting close to starting to put up my series of arc theories. Yeah. And a few other theories. So can't guarantee when it will start at this point, but it shouldn't be too long. Other than that, guess y'all take care. Hope to see you next time. One Piece, homie. Ore wa naru.